Hello everybody and welcome back to a new video. Today we're gonna do something really fun because I'm gonna talk about the secrets to really making your room aesthetic and giving it that extra touch. I always get the question like, your room is so aesthetic, how do you do that? I'm gonna tell you all about it in depth about how to really get that aesthetic room. Today's shout out is going to May Vlogs. Thank you so much for your sweet comment. Comment something down below if you want a chance at a shout out as well. And let's get started. Okay, the very first thing that is so important that you should really do if you haven't done it yet is finding out your aesthetic. Now there are many videos about finding out your room aesthetic. I uploaded one as well, but you don't need to watch mine per se, because a lot of people think aesthetic is the same as like cute, for example, but aesthetic is a type of style and there are a ton of different aesthetics. For example, you have like preppy, minimalistic, Danish pastel. In my video I show you the most popular room aesthetics and a bunch of pictures, things that go along with that aesthetic, like color palette for example, or what is popular in that type of aesthetic. You don't have to have just one aesthetic. You can have a bunch of different ones you can combine, make your own type of aesthetic, but it's just kind of good to know where your aesthetic comes from, because you can like look it up on Pinterest, get a lot of inspiration that way, and then it's just really helpful. But like I said, every aesthetic has its own little things. Like minimalistic, it's overall a little bit more neat, there's more white, there's less going on than, for example, with bohemian, a bit more colorful, it's more cozy, there are a lot of plants involved. It's good to know those little things because that way you can like kind of choose your basics, you know what you're into, you can look it up on the internet and on Pinterest, and it just makes it a whole lot easier. Which also brings me to my second point, is make a Pinterest board. I just love to scroll on Pinterest and look for room inspiration because it's just so fun to do, and you can really find those pictures that make you think like, wow, I need this, I need my room to look like this. You can collect a whole board of it and pick out the best things, because more often than not the things that you do come across are a little bit more out there and are not very basic. You can find it at your nearest store type of thing, you know, whether it's like bedsheet related, pillow related, or wall decoration related, or even furniture related. Most likely it's not going to be one of the most simple things that you can just find anywhere, so it's just really helpful, and you can really find the things that make it stand out, so you can kind of recreate that in your room, implement it. That way you will create your own little space that really makes you think like, oh my god, I love my room so much. Because this is not just about finding some cute decoration in a nearby store and putting it in your room and be like, yeah, that looks fine. It goes so much deeper than that. You have so many different aesthetics, you have so many different ways to make your room your own, and there are so many little things that you can do, and that is really what this video is about, because this is really about taking it to the next level. We're not just shopping for cute posters anymore, okay? So definitely create a Pinterest board, or if you don't have Pinterest, just look on Google or Instagram, save whatever you really love. Now that you've created your Pinterest board, just kind of scroll through it and notice the colors that are in it. If I would scroll through my Pinterest board, I would probably see a lot of pastel colors, a lot of soft white, and I think I'd also see some wood implemented in there. So that way you can kind of notice the colors that are sticking out, and you can really notice that when you type in different types of aesthetic. Like if you would search up bohemian, you would probably see a lot of warm tones, a lot of warmer colors. If you type in minimalistic, you'd probably see a lot of white, maybe a little bit of soft colors in there. But that way you can really tell what kind of colors are jumping out of it, and you can make a color palette for yourself. I recently moved into my studio apartment, and in my head I really had white with wood and pink as main color, but also some green in there and some other pastel colors mixed in there. It sounds kind of wacky, but it made sense in my head. I had white as kind of my base color, I wanted wood in my furniture, and I wanted pink to be kind of like my main color. So you can definitely see pink accents. Like I have a pink couch, I have a pink fruit bowl, I have a pink book on my nightstand as well, I have pink lights, I have a pink pillow. Because I kind of had that pink in my head, I have a lot of pink accents, but it's not like you step into my studio and think like, wow, this is pink, and green just kind of thrown in there. So I have like a green mouse mat, I have green plants, but then of course I also just love pastel colors in general, so I throw some yellow in there. I have my bed sheets with all kinds of different colors, but also in like my bathroom and in my kitchen I throw in just a little bit of other colors, especially in my TV stand, you can see it really well. It really looks put together, like everything goes really well together. It complements each other because I really thought beforehand of what kind of colors do I want, and I specifically picked out my items according to my color palette. I looked for kind of the same tones in wood in my furniture so that they would kind of match as well. I really thought about everything, like what color do I want it to be and does that match with the other stuff that I already have? Because if you just see something cute and you're like, oh my god, yeah, that's so cute, let's buy it, but you don't really think about like the colors, the style doesn't match, because that in the end is so important because it's going to be in your room, it's going to be on display, it has to match with the other stuff that you have. So now that you know your colors, your style, let's go into details. Details are so important. When you look at these rooms on Pinterest, they could look cluttered, they could look very neat, but either way, everything that looks, people really thought about, like, how do I want it? Even if it looks cluttered, like I have cluttered parts in my room, but I really placed every single thing with a lot of thought. In my old house, I had this really big collage on my wall and it looked really good, and it looked a little bit cluttered because it was a lot going on, but I really thought out everything that was gonna go there, and I really thought, like, I'm gonna place this here, do I like it or not? Does it go well with the other ones? No? Okay, let's try something else. Like, even if it looks cluttered, everything is placed there thoughtfully. If you're into being cluttered, don't just leave your room a mess. That is not what cluttered means. Not in the aesthetic Pinterest room world. What I recommend is something doesn't seem quite right, take it away, or take everything off your walls, take everything off your bookshelf and rearrange it, and really put a lot of thought into it and a lot of effort, a lot of time. And it takes a lot of time, stuff like this, it really does, but you get so much out of it. Like when I was done with my wall in my old home, like it took me so long, it took me hours and hours, but I loved it so incredibly much. You really get something in the end. So if it doesn't seem quite right, take everything away and rearrange it, and maybe throw in some new things, leave out some old stuff, because it can really make so much of a difference. Some other few tips that will probably make your room more aesthetic. First of all, lights are just, they add so much to the vibe of the room. These kind of fit like in every single aesthetic. It makes it so nice, and it can really add something, especially when you feel like you're missing something. Plants also go really well in every single aesthetic. They liven up the room, like literally, because they're alive. Or fake, whatever. Plants just really liven up your room and they really add something. For some reason they're aesthetic. I really can't tell why. But there's just nothing really like plants, like in the shape and the feel of it. In plant pots you can also find so many different cute things, and you can really add that in a smart way to your aesthetic. In my opinion, wall decoration is also so important. This also really depends on your aesthetic, how you want to decorate your wall. Wall decoration doesn't automatically mean that your room will be cluttered, because you can also like choose for one big painting, for example, or like 3 posters next to each other, and it can look really clean and really put together. But I feel like a room is a little bit boring without wall decoration. Wall decoration can add so much, and you can really create something that can just make you look at it for hours. Last thing that I'm gonna mention is DIYs. DIYs can really make your room personal. You kind of have a special bond with it because you made it yourself. That makes it feel more special, which makes you love it even more. And the fun thing with DIYs is that you can make whatever you want, so you can make it fit to your aesthetic, plus you will spend some money as well, which is always great. That was everything that I had for you. If you have any other tips or any questions, comment it down below and I will try and respond to you. I really hope this helped. I think it means so much when you love your room. Anyway, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to become a part of the family, and I hope I will see you in my next video. Bye!